in a state of despair. Hello, my gorgeous ones. Okay. So, I'm just going to wait for a hot second while everybody comes and joins us. Okay, so let's have a little look here. I'm just inviting the individual, so we're going to be speaking to David for this, and we're just getting David back as well. Okay, hi everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on board. We're just going to wait just a second while we have some more lovely individuals join us. And I'm just getting, of course, our patient for today to come join us as also. Okay, and so we are going to literally start in a quick, hot second and a beat there. Alrighty. Now, if you would like during the healing part of this section, please, by all means, remove your jewelry and you can connect to me, which will be absolutely wonderful. However, if you are... Sorry, we're going to get that off there. However, if you are not doing very well right now, then please do not connect to me on this one. So this is a continuation. I was doing a reading for a lovely gentleman called David who really needs some answers right now. And my internet connection, when it rains in my area, I'm on a hill. It literally just like stops working. So my connection got really poor and I couldn't support a live feed. I was just like, oh crud. So we had to postpone it. But so we're back here now and we're gonna go through a bunch of bits and pieces. Now I'm just ensuring that I've got the right link here and that we are welcoming David back with us. Okay. Wonderful. So let's get this kicked off. Now, David is a wonderful individual. I can feel his heart, and he is one of truth, and he is one of understanding as well. Hi, Janelle. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, everybody. Now, the questions that he sent me were quite lengthy, quite lengthy. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to read you the entire questions. Just because I do want to, of course, get through everything as well. So what I did is I kind of highlighted the core principles or the core places that I thought that, okay, this is where we can get more depth to the understanding of this reading, right? So basically, to give you a little bit of backstory with David as well, David is a veteran who has seen many things, who has suffered from PTSD, stresses, social anxiety, well, not anxieties, but, you know, having issues with the social and having a lot of hurt on his heart. Now, I was again supposed to do this yesterday and I didn't, and I really do want to help heal David today, as I know there's going to be a lot of other individuals that do need my healing. I see that Rakul is here with us. Hello, Rakul, my heart. I will be with you right after this reading as well, so I apologize because I've went over times, but we will get to you also. Oh, Susan, you say you'll leave this one as the effects were too intense. No, please, Susan, yes, you're very sensitive, so we can leave, definitely. Okay, so if you do not want to connect with me during this healing, then please just don't accept it. Don't accept the connection when it comes to this. So let's go through with David here. I do have quite a lot of information, so again, I'm not going to give you the full backstory. David and I know what the full backstory is, but this is just going to be, of course, help for you. So, David is currently in a state of confusion because his living situation is now being changed, and he wants to know whether he should be going to pack his bags to go to Costa Rica, to go to a retreat, or whether he should leave the country or, you know, just find alternate accommodation and where he needs to go. So the first question that we have, I have my bags about half packed for Costa Rica right now and keep wondering if going to a healing retreat there will be a safe bet or not. At the moment, David, I'm going to answer each question as we go. Let's have a look. You may already start, if you've already connected to me, you may already start feeling some heaviness on your heart, okay? And we're going to start to get that healed a little bit later also. Okay, so is it a safe bet for, is it good for David to go to a healing retreat? No. If he proceeds to go to this healing retreat, no? Okay. If you go to this healing retreat in Costa Rica, you will find that your life will still be in turmoil. The kind of healing that they would offer would be menial. Ease of stress would be there because the environment is slightly changed. However, the true psychological healing that you require right now, David, cannot be found at this retreat. It is found within right here. Okay? So if you are going to Costa Rica for this retreat, you might as well go to Jamaica. You might as well go to Venezuela. You can go absolutely anywhere you want right now, David. But if you're asking for this retreat specifically, it's not going to solve the problems and it's not going to solve the issues. It will just be more of a relaxing vacation where you are going to spend that little bit of extra money and not really get too much out of it. You know, the cost of energy that it's going to take to get there, to sustain yourself, to do all of these things will not be equal to the benefit that you went there to get in the first place. Okay, so that's where we want to change this. Okay, you also say, I would be able to make it and get by. Yes, you would be able to make it and get by. So trying to determine if it would be better here, even with the chemtrails and controlled weather. So would it be better for you to stay where you are? Yes, it would. It would be better to stay where you are, to conserve your funds, to conserve your energy, and you are not overextending yourself. Okay, so that is my advice to you in this moment, is to literally stay where you are. The chemtrails, I know you are incredibly sensitive to these kinds of things in the controlled weather, but I want you to understand here, David, that in this moment, with your energy, right, it does not matter where you are in the world. It is about what is right here. This heaviness that I feel on your heart, that is going up into my throat. This is what is determining your reality and your world right now. So if you go to Costa Rica, if you go anywhere else, if you stay where you are, you will find that your circumstances will be the same because your healing needs to be done right here. Okay? It is not about the environment on the outside. It is about the environment that you have at the moment on the inside that is determining this. So conserve your energy and stay where you are. And don't worry about the chemtrails. Don't worry about the weather control right now, because that shouldn't be your focus. Your focus should be right here, right now. Okay? So, in your next post, you say, my grandmother on my mother's side was very aware about the New World Order agenda. Because we have to remember that David is a veteran. He has been in the military. He has been within these government circles. So you know how I'm like, the government's all dodgy and you should stop following it? He gets it, okay? He's got it. So this is where this question is stemming from. So my grandmother on my mother's side was very aware about the New World Order agenda. I inherited a lot of books from her. After I lost possessions of these and they got into the hands of the authorities, long story, I started having very strange and vivid dreams that, looking back on now, seems like they may have been derived from an outside source. I know this all sounds far-fetched, but I was saying some very controversial things in a public state university and have even made the mistake of calling a national live radio station and questioning the military service or of a former president. You could say that a lot of really awful things happened to me in a very short time span after that event transpired. This was back in 2012. Now, what I can say to you on this topic here, David. Oh, and by the way, sorry, I've just got some questions here. Hi, everybody. Lanice, you say, can you give me any advice? I've been through a very hard time, please. Lanice, yes, this reading is specifically for David today because it is more of a lengthy one and with more, of course, precise kind of bits. If you would like a reading, my dear, please post it onto my profile so that I can do a live with you, or you can send me a message just with your questions, and then of course I will get back to you as well. Khalifa, you say, Wilson, inbox me, I'm a spirits master. Sure. I don't know who Wilson is, but that's fine. So, let me go through what is going on here with your grandmother and sorry, with the information that you are sharing or had shared back in 2012. So firstly, I would like to remind everybody that the harvest kicked off in 2012. All right? So everything prior to 2012 was a regular kind of occurrence. Like everything, you know, patterns were being followed. We were on a slow descent into hell anyway. But 2012 was the deciding factor where the Earth's frequency took a dramatic change. Okay? Where the Earth's frequency started to raise, and anybody that stayed on a level frequency that was of the prior frequency started to get a lot of rubbish and negative things happen to them, okay? Because again, the frequency equilibrium, if you want to say, started to shift. Another way of looking at this is, you know, the Mayans, when they predicted to the end of the world would start in 2012, and people were expecting the asteroids to come and demolish everything, right? They literally, and then people thought, oh, the end of the world isn't happening anymore, or anything like that. Well, not at all. It did actually start happening. So I am not surprised that this was back in 2012, and then after that, things started to go downhill. So this leads on to what I was saying, David, yesterday before my life got cut off. You are a seer. You see things other people don't, okay? That is part of your cognizant ability. That is part of your empathic ability, your sentience as well, your clairsentience. These are all linked in tandem to help you see the truth in energy, or to find the truth in energy where others are unable to find that truth. Okay? So when you started to gain your visions, which you say is from an outside source, that came from your subconscious? Or conscious. That came from your subconscious, those visions in itself. Okay? Now, you say it sounds all far-fetched. No, it doesn't. It doesn't sound far-fetched at all. The things that you have been mentioning, the weather manipulation, the chemtrails, all of these things are very, very true. They're very, very real. You saw them and you spoke about them. However, you were speaking in an environment where the lower the frequency was, people weren't understanding. And of course, as you know, the powers that be who want this information silenced, of course, you exposed yourself to them. Now, here's the crappy thing, though, David. It is because you have this in your heart that you are attracting the negative energy from the words and the truth that you are speaking. Okay? So, for example, I'll give you an example. When we raise our frequency, as I am high frequency, so I can speak about all of the crap that these people are doing. You know, I can speak on anything, but because I'm so high energy, I do not attract the lower frequency problems that would come. So I can speak my truth as a seer myself. Right? I can speak all of this, but I know nothing will happen to me because my energy is so high that it literally repels any negativity as if it were to come to me. Okay? So this is what we had in this, and I know this is then, of course, triggered so many other things, you know. And I know you said this is not paranoia, but you've had several face-to-face conversations with people about this. Plainclothes type of people that were affiliated with agencies, as you say, but were not able to disclose much, right? So this is what is happening. You are exposing truth, but your frequency and your energy is so low that when you do speak the truth, you are only attracting back in the negativity that wants to come along with that, okay? Which is the pushback and the force. So we're gonna of course get past that too. Now, jumping down a little bit further, you say, I'm not speaking from arrogance or trying to put myself up on a pedestal. I would never have thought that. I'm just trying to give some background as to why I think that I've gotten so much attention at times. And I agree. Again, our outside universe is literally a reflection of what our inside universe is. Okay? And your inside universe sees and speaks truthfully, but it also has a lot of negativity. So you are attracting the negative effects of speaking the truth. Now, I was told, you say, I was told in response to me asking someone who seemed a bit unhinged, but had some unspoken knowledge about my circumstances as to why they would have bothered me so much. His words were, because you have the ability to influence change, and that if you can drive you mad or make you act out, then you are just another upset veteran, etc. And you will not be able to have so much of an impact. Maybe this man was just delusional, who knows? He did act a bit odd, however, his point still resonates with me. Like I'm saying here, David, like I'm saying here, you are a seer. You have the ability of claircognizance, of empathy, of sentience. Your energy feels and picks up on things that others do not. Okay? And it's absolutely right. When you have the ability to see truth, you have the ability to incite change into people. However, your energy is just too low at the moment. And with them inciting in you this fear of speaking out, not to say that you are fearful, because you clearly did speak out, but you spoke out and now your back is kind of against the wall and you are now defensive and you are looking. You are watching everybody, choosing your words carefully. Where do I do this? Where do I do that? And that's not how a seer works. A seer, when we are seers, we speak our truth and we speak it loud and we speak it proud, because that is what our energy is called to do. So the more you are suppressing this energy, the more you are harboring and holding in negative energy, but also amplifying it at the same time. When we are amplifying this, we are amplifying the connection as to what we are drawing in. Okay? So yes, when he said that you have the ability to influence change, that was the truth. And if they can make you seem that you are mad, or that you are acting out, if they can trigger your responses for you to act out, then yes, you do seem like the crazy veteran. But I'm looking at you now, I'm feeling your heart right now, David, and you are not crazy, you are perfectly sane. Because you are simply speaking and seeing the truth. And I see it, and I feel it, and I know it too. Again, we're just on different energy levels as to how we can get our truth out. Okay, going down a little bit more though. David, you say, I've been extremely low to the point that in the past I've been to the hospital for how tox like I am right now from mold. So you've been into the hospital in the past from mold. Yes, you were saying, I was trying to say mold. Mycotoxins have literally kicked my butt. In the past, they have sent me to the hospital. I have felt very ill and nausea to the extreme at times, but I will preserve and get through this, God willing. Well, at times I felt like I'm fighting for my survival, and I literally have been at times. I do not completely view the world from a place of scarcity per se, but because I have felt like I'm in a game that has very serious consequences, if you don't do things the right way or have too many missteps, I do feel like I'm in survival mode. Now here's the thing. Again, one seer from another here, David. This is the truth of what I see within you. You say that you don't completely view the world from a place of scarcity, but you do. Okay? The reason why I'm saying you do is because just in this phrase, when you said, I felt like I'm playing a game that has very serious consequences. This game of life has serious consequences if you are following a path of negativity. I'll say that again. This game has very serious consequences when you are following a path of fear or negativity. So, you feel that if you don't do things the right way or have too many missteps, you do feel like you are in survival mode, right? We are only ever in survival mode when our energy is low and when we are within negativity, when we are fighting the flow of the universe, when we stop doing things that feel good, okay? And when I say doing things that feel good, I mean doing things that are not harming another individual, whether that be physically or mentally, that feel good with our bodies. You know, if eating high amounts of fat and cholesterol make your body feel bad, you get heartburn, you feel lethargic, that doesn't feel good. So you got to stop doing that. You got to stop eating those things. You got to, when you are in your thoughts, when you are in your head, because as a seer, we think a lot. We see so much and we think so much, right? And it's very difficult for us to get out of that headspace, because the truth is not always pretty. It rarely is pretty, okay? Rarely is pretty. So because we are seeing so much negativity, it can be very difficult for us to convert that negativity into positivity. And it does make us have our back up against the wall. And I'm going to tell you from even my personal experience, that is why I was a recluse for so many years. Why I didn't speak my truth so openly and so blatantly, right? Because I was at the same thing, you know, like, oh, I'm on the right path. Like, as long as I stay within my little box here, everything will be fine. And I didn't want to communicate with people. I didn't want to go out and do those things because I was in survival mode. And it wasn't until I got out of my head and got into the truth of my heart and not the truth that was always up here. And when I started listening to that, things aren't difficult anymore. You're no longer in survival mode because you're living. You're living because you're following your purpose and you're following your truth. And you're not holding back with it and you're following what feels good. So the truth can be really, really scary, but the truth can also be very freeing at the same time. I'm saying this and I'm feeling your heart and it's hurting. Literally, there is this deep seated that is in there and it hurts. So I'm going to go back up, and you're saying the mycotoxins and the illness and the nausea that you are feeling. Let's get you some healing on that, okay? So at this moment, I have been working on David while he has been sleeping, because I know I was supposed to be doing this healing from the last 48 hours, and I wasn't able to get to it. So what I've been doing is, David, whilst you have been sleeping, I've been going in there and kicking off I've been starting it off for you. So you have been getting a little bit more of my energy. No doubt that's why you have been feeling a little bit more tired and exhausted. But what I'm going to do right now, though, David, is I'm going to do a little scan on you. I welcome anybody who is watching. If you would like to connect to me with David, you can do so at the moment. However, I will give you a warning. There is a lot of heaviness here. There is a lot of heaviness right in the heart area. And if you are already feeling unwell, or if you are going through some issues of yourself, you may not want to connect to me on this time. If you do want to connect, please remove all of your jewelry or any metals that are touching your skin, okay? So we want to get rid of our bangles, anything like that. If you are wearing any stones, chakra bracelets or pendants, please take this off, okay? Because we do not want to have the metals or the stones interfere with our natural vibration and our ability to feel everything that is here, okay? We don't want that to interfere. So we are going to do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to literally be typing as to what we find going through. Now we're going to be looking at the ethereal, and we're going to be looking at the physical. David, you do not need to lie down for this if you do not want to. If you are in a situation where you can lie down, you are more than welcome to do so. But like I mentioned, I already have been working on you in your sleep. I've literally come to you and I've just been like, all right, we're going to wipe you down with a bunch of light. And we're just going to start accelerating everything as we're going whilst I'm waiting to actually connect to you. So again, people who are connecting, remove all of your metals and your jewelries. I want you to not be crossing any of your legs. So if you are sitting nice and regular here. If you are, so again, we don't want legs crossed. We don't want any of our energy to be inhibited from flowing nice and freely to get this. Now, if you do want to connect, all you need to do is simply state out loud right now, Kulipup, I would like to connect to you to feel this healing. Just state it out loud. You don't need to type it. You don't need to do anything. Just state it out loud, and we will start this. Anything else I need to mention? Yes, if at any point the pain that you are going to feel in your chest and any other parts of the body here, if you start feeling it and it gets too intense, simply say, Kulipup, I'm disconnecting, okay? And what that will do is that will give me my energy, the notification to disconnect from you so that you no longer feel the pain that David is feeling right now. Because I know I've got a lot of strong and very powerful empaths and sentient individuals who do watch my lives, and they can start feeling it quite intently. So again, whenever you need to disconnect, just be like, nope, I'm done and I'm finished. So let's connect and let's start with there. Now, like literally, before I have to do any sort of scan, I feel the heaviness in your heart. The heaviness comes from years of mental abuse and scarring. Okay, the PTSD weighs exceptionally heavy, subconscious implants and doll. There is a doll located in his cerebral cortex, but it is only one of his entities. The conscious entity does not have a doll, but the subconscious does. Okay, so there is a doll inside you, okay? It is a subconscious doll. This doll, what it looks like, and if you are a clairvoyant healer with me today and you are connected, you will not see David's face. However, what I want you to do is, this is kind of cool. You know, when you really get into your healing abilities, you can literally see the matrix for what it is at times. So what you're going to see if you want to connect with me now here, you're going to see basically a kind of a grid locked silhouette of David. Okay, and we're going to have a look at where the doll is. It is in the right prefrontal cortex. What it looks like, sorry. If you think of a silhouette of a human body, and it's like it's just the silhouette, you are going to see a big kind of smooth black oval looking kind of thing. It is not entirely there. It is just within the head, and it has like a little tail coming down the throat here. And it's kind of attached to the heart as well. So we're going to get rid of that little bastard. Sorry, I start cussing when it comes to the entities and their implants. I can't frickin' stand them. Not at all. Sorry, do we have some? Bless you. Okay, so this is the PTSD, weighs exceptionally heavy, subconscious implants and doll. It is a subconscious doll. Yes, there we go. What else are we looking at here? He has numerous virus and bacteria plaguing his body due to poor diet and exercise. Okay, there we've got that. Whew. Heart to alter with his. Okay, what I'm doing with my hand, you may start to feel kind of energy going back and forth across your chest, right here. Your arteries have severe blockage. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the blockages in your arteries. Okay, so let's do that now. Or you know what, no, we're going to remove that stupid little doll first from your right prefrontal cortex there. Okay. All right, let's have a look here and see where else we're going here. I'm going to now compress. I'm going to be compressing some of this energy. Now, as I go a little bit downwards, David, you may start to feel a little bit more pressure in your lungs and in your heart area, okay? And anybody who is watching, if you are feeling too much of this pressure, disconnect, okay? It's going to be a little bit more of an intense one. Now, especially if I can feel it intently, it means that you're bloody well going to feel it pretty intently as well. Okay, so let's go down here. If you need to breathe there, David, please breathe. Sharp inhale and let out through your mouth. Keep breathing if you need to. You may start to feel a pinch right in here. Now we're going to extract. You may start to feel a pulling sensation in your chest. Okay, now we're going to do that again. So what I'm doing is the energy that was blocking your arteries, I'm now removing it from you. So we should start feeling a little bit more lightness in your chest. Okay, and we're going to do our siphon as well. We need to do 3 more of these. 1, 2, 3, and down. Okay, that is a ward, by the way. Whoever is not aware, when you are doing a symbol such as this with your hands, okay, you are basically saying from the left, from the left and from the right, okay, you are sucking energy, anything negative, and as you are combining your hands, it is basically the instruction to your energy to siphon off anything that is negative. So when you turn it around, it is like you are creating a loop, a siphon that sucks energy out. So that is why we may feel a sucking sensation. Or if you don't feel the sucking sensation, that's fine. You're just going to start feeling lighter on your chest. Okay? So let's have a look here now again. Oh, let me remove that freaking doll. I hate these dolls. I hate them. Oh, I hate entities. Okay, if you are a visual clairvoyant and you are connected to me as well, what you are going to be envisioning, if you are connected that strongly anyway, is basically a white light going into our clear silhouette of David. And we are going to find that big black oval thingy with a little scrawny neck, right? And we are going in, a white light goes in, and just imagine a hand forcefully grabbing this little bastard. And we are going to suck it out now. Okay. David, you may start to feel a little bit of pressure on your forehead. Okay, let me get that again. Okay, we're going to go up through the crown. Oh, disgusting. We're coming through your crown, through your crown. You may start feeling a little lightheaded if you are connected to me, or like something is pulling your head up. Now I'm going to use my Horions in my hand, and we are going to burn this little bastard up. Okay, and any remnants of its energy that is still there, we are going to remove that so that is burnt. Okay, let's burn off any of the negative energy that came out through the siphon. Okay, what I am doing right now is where I am with David, I am collecting that energy. Okay, now I'm using my Horions, and we are converting this energy from the negativity, and we are converting it into positivity or light energy. Because what I hate is the waste of energy. Right, that is there. Now we are going to place that now clean energy back into David to give him back his energy. Okay, so we're going to put that back into our heart. So we're going to feel a little bit more pressure going into our chest. And then we are going to rub it. We're going to rub it and help it dissipate into the rest of our body. Okay. Alrighty, so that is the energy as we are going with the heaviness. So now if you are connected with me, you may start to feel a little bit more lighter in your chest and in yourself, which is good. So it shouldn't feel as heavy. Okay, so let's go down a little bit further. You have ulcers in your stomach and gut. Okay. This is caused by the bacteria and the overindulging in harmful fats. Parasites are numerous in your intestines. Okay. We're going down our legs to our knees. You may start to feel a little buzz or tingle in your knees. Okay, so we finished that one. Let's have a look here. What is this I feel? We're starting to feel a little bit more heaviness on the chest. What is this from? It is from his entities trying to regain control. So you've got your entities there with you, and they are pissing me off, so I'm going to delete them. I'm going to get rid of them because they are interfering with my healing, and I don't play that crap. So, Luke House, my sweetheart, if you do not mind, can you bind this little butt cheek? Wonderful, excellent. So what you have found is that I've asked Luke House to bind his entity from stopping to feed off of this, because now we are in retaliation, and so now you may have felt that heaviness that just hit your heart kind of just come out a little bit, so that's nice. Okay, let's have a look here. Okay, let's go back up into your head, because at the moment, why I am pausing here is because I am going you know what, bugger it, we're gonna get back up on your legs here. Let's bring this light back up. Let's start burning off this bacteria in a much more intense and acute way. So let's burn, 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 burn. David, if you're watching here, you may start to feel a little bit of tingles. If you're out and about and moving, you may start to feel really tired. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to sit down and rest where you can, and don't worry about it, okay? Just rest when your body says rest. Coming back up to our heart, we are having far more. Again, it is just being reproduced at massive rates. Let's have a look here. Let's stop it. Where is your heart? Let's go deeper into this. What are we looking at? We're looking at a siphon. It is literally pouring as we clean. Okay, let's get that. The double hose. It is a quadruple. Oh shit. Sorry, the things you find. Okay, let's burn this off here. Alright, you may start to feel a little bit of a pinch here because although I'm cleaning your heart, I'm cleaning out everything here, you have siphons that are within you, implants. So let's do it this way. Tcilium. Leo Tahat. All of the implants, siphons, or anything that programs of negativity that are in David's vessel right now be removed. Let them be removed and dissolved. Alright, there we go. We're starting to feel a bit lighter. Okay, so let's go back up to your head here. To do is I'm now going to kind of reprogram or reconnect some of the connections in your brain that are causing the creation of these siphons. So this is what we're going to do. So bear with me just a moment. They aren't everywhere. Okay, let's have all of the negative connections that have been established by the negative programs and entities be disconnected, and we are going to reconnect all and strengthen the connections of positivity from the heart to the head, the mind. Two, three, and one more for good measure. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. The ward that I want to place. Okay, what I'm going to do is you're going to start to feel a little bit of pressure here, but we are going to do a ward. You may start to feel a lot of pressure here on your forehead there, David. Okay, I've just amplified a little bit of power right onto your gland. He is. Okay, let's do that. Alrighty. So, David, what is going to happen right now with this healing that has been done, and I know we've done a lot of healing in the ethereal at the moment. That is where we had the primary there. You have numerous viruses and bacteria plaguing your body due to poor diet and exercise. The mold is causing your heart to falter, and your arteries have severe blockage. The blockages have now been removed from you. The ulcers in your stomach and your gut, the parasites are numerous in your intestines also. So the ulcers in your stomach, we are going to accelerate the healing on those, of course. So you may find that you have a slight amount of burning in your stomach, okay? Please lay down and rest, okay? We're going to start to feel it just about over here. Right, okay. So there we've got that one there. Your healing will be taking place for the next 5 hours, okay? So for the next 5 hours, you're going to feel a little bit tired, a little bit drained. You are going to have a little bit of pain right in your chest. You are also going to have a little pressure on your forehead and a bit of pain, aches and pains all over your body. Please just be aware that you are having a torrential amount of energy being flooded your way. The fabulous Lucaust and or Sloan will be with you today, providing your aftercare. You will know Lucaust is around you when you start smelling a beautiful smell of peaches and cream. He is absolutely fabulous. He is, of course, master healer and works directly with me. So if you smell peaches and cream, or you have a very, very strong tingling feeling in your upper part of your chest, you know, and it's a very lovely, lovely feeling. You will know Lucaust is with you. Or Sloan is an empath who is currently getting his mastery within his empathic ability. So he's going to keep working on your heart to try to counter the effects of the mind that we are currently going through. Okay, so we're going to try to counter that. So Sloan's doing that for you as well. Now your entire aftercare. Okay. You will be in healing for about 72 hours, okay? So it's 3 days. The next 3 days, I need you to rest, okay? You need to rest and you need to rejuvenate, David, my heart. Okay, so what do I mean by rest and rejuvenate? I mean you do not push yourself. All right, I want you to look at this as if it is after surgery, like aftercare for after surgery. The more you rest, the faster we can get this done. However, if you are up and about, going here, there, and everywhere, expending your energy in other places, you will find that recovery time will extend. And we don't want that. We just want you to get better so we can move forward. Okay, now let's have a look here. If you are still connected to me and you want to disconnect, please do so now. That's absolutely fine. Alrighty, so 72 hours. What you are going to need to do now is eat for your diet. You are in all fats. Nope. Sugar, no fats person. Yes. Okay, so your body is going to respond very well to sugars more than fats. Okay, the fats that you have been eating, they are clogging everything up. All right. You mentioned in your messages to me that you at one point ate 18 eggs in one sitting. Please do not eat 18 eggs in one sitting. I want you to stay away from all eggs or animal byproducts that have casein protein in them or animal fats within them. So heavy creams, heavy milks. Replace these with, of course, you know, the almond or the coconut or anything like that. You did mention that you are trying to be on a vegan diet. That is amazing. I want you to continue on with that if you can, especially for this time period that your body is going through healing, as you need to literally conserve all of the energy you possibly can in this moment. Alrighty, so work your health like it is a job, my sweetheart. Work it like a job. It's going to be really, really important that you do so. Your health equals your vitality, equals your survival, equals your experience in this world. If we have poor health because of poor choices with our diet, then we have a poor experience, and we want to try to avoid that where we can. Okay, so for your diet, I want you to focus on, of course, whole foods and plant-based. You know what? I actually have a predetermined diet for this one, so I am going to send you that, David, specifically. Okay. Also, what I want you to do is 4 to 5 minutes. Yes. No, sorry, not minutes. 4 to 5 hours of yoga per week. Okay. So 4 to 5 hours of yoga per week. All right, this is going to be exceptionally important for you, as everything is literally burning off right now. So for the next 72 hours, I want you to do nothing but rest. Okay, nothing but rest. After the 72 hours goes by, I want you to start on 4 to 5 hours of yoga per week. This is a lot of yoga. Normally I'm only like, hey, do 10 minutes. Your body really needs this. The accelerated healing that is going through is literally going to cause your body to start healing. And if you don't stretch it out right now, it's going to start to tighten you up. And what you'll find is you'll start to hunch because your body is healing, but it's not healing in a way that you are stretching your muscles out and making sure you are limber. So what I'm going to do for 4 to 5 hours of yoga per week, I'm going to send you a couple of videos that I want you to follow, okay? They're not going to be my yoga videos or anything because mine are just basic. I will literally send you a couple of yoga videos from a lady that I totally recommend. I think is a wonderful teacher. So we're going to do that. Next, you will need to do a minimum of 45 minutes 3 times per week of inner work, okay? This inner work that you need to do is to address a lot of the things that we've gone through. You sit with yourself quite often. You know, you think about things quite often. But now I want you to focus your thoughts and focus your thinking. Because what can happen, especially when we're seers and when we are cognizant individuals, is one thought leads to another. And we would literally we can go down this rabbit hole maze, right? I could literally be thinking, oh, I think I need new glasses. The thought started with new glasses, and it ended with the corruption going on in China and and where the color red comes from, right? We can get really, really lost in our heads and in our minds. So I want you to do a lot of inner work. The energy that I removed, the negative energy that was held so deeply on your heart, is being literally reproduced by your thought frequency. So we need to start to get that under control. So again, 45 minutes, 3 times per week of inner work. This is what we need to do. Now, how do we start inner work? There's a lot of things that we have to sift through here. So I want you to focus primarily on the top 3 things to begin with. And of course, after you've gone through these 3 things, we want you to do a little bit more. I want you to focus on the top 3 things that cause you discomfort, okay? Or that you are on a repetitive thought cycle for. So for example, if your health is something that causes you a lot of anxiety, I want you to simply continue to, but to address this, okay? Why does my health cause me anxiety? Why does it cause me worry? Well, because I don't want to die. I don't want to feel this way. And so it's kind of like, okay, well, what have I done? And you have to be truthful with yourself. What have I done? What are my behaviors that have contributed to ill health? Okay. Now, if they have contributed to the ill health, why is it that I continue to do these things if it doesn't make me feel good? Okay. And of course, when you find out that answer, you have to be truthful with yourself. You have to be like, well, you know what? Because it was the easier path to go down. I was really stressed out. Okay, then go from there. What made you so stressed out to ignore your health and well-being? Okay, so then you're going to go and you're going to ask further questions based on that as well. Okay, so we're going to start with there. Now, also what I want you to do is grounding. No? And I want you to focus on your heart's desires. Okay? What do I mean by I want you to focus on your heart's desires? Well, oftentimes what happens when we are processing far too much information, we get lost in that information. And we forget to remind ourselves what feels good. What feels happy, what feels bright, what makes us happy. And we keep focusing on the negativity. So I want you to stop that. I want you to literally stop focusing on the negativity that is here and literally try to find and discover what makes you happy and put your focus on those things. So whatever your heart is desiring. Now I have a meditation for that, which I'm going to send to you, which is literally how to find your joy, your happiness, and manifestations, and so forth as well, with healing at the end of it. So I'm going to send you the link to that meditation. And in that meditation, I am literally guiding you with a little bit of energy assistance there on how you can find those connections and trace those things in your thoughts to open up yourself and find what your heart's desires are and kind of get yourself out of your head for a moment there. Okay, so that is what I would like you to do. That is your care instructions, and I will, of course, be emailing that to you. After the 72 hours of healing is complete, I want you to take it easy for about 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, 3 to 4 weeks. Just relax and follow through on this. Do the 4 to 5 hours worth of yoga. Do the 45 minutes 3 times a week of inner work. And by the way, I want you to keep doing that for approximately 7 weeks. Okay, 7 weeks. In the meantime, again, I don't want you to worry about where you're located. I want you to simply go forth and be happy and be free. Okay, so let's go down a little bit. So that is the healing done for you there, David. Let's go down to some further questions here. You say, my Airbnb host telling me in the evening time that perhaps I need to go look for somewhere else to stay after I did what she felt was a threatening and challenge to her home and her side business, essentially. It isn't easy at all times for me to find decent housing, even though I have a decent solid income. I have had people treat me like a modern-day leper at times. I am quite sure that the church I was telling you about in Louisville, Kentucky, had heard some things about me and is why they were being a bit standoffish with me and saying we're not really sure what people's intentions are when they come here. Okay, so let's have a look at how is your host actually, how does she actually feel about you? The host, your Airbnb host, finds you, she finds you a bit obnoxious. She does not appreciate your opinions. She thinks you have opinions and words that are radical and intense. She herself, she is a low-frequency individual, meaning that she has a lot of fear and pain within her heart also. So what she's doing is she's not responding to your truth or seeing the truth in there. She is responding from a place of fear, right? Oh, hi, Virgin. She is responding to you in a place, coming from a place of fear. So this is why she is wanting you to go, because she is fearful, all right? As you were telling me about the church, you said that you visited an Ethiopian church. Now, this church that you visited and where they were standoffish is because they are also full of fear, right? The church that you went to, the overall meaning, what they incite in individual is fear through servitude, okay? Kind of like, if you don't complete this task, you are going to go to hell. If you associate with anybody that is not in our belief system, in our box, you are going to go to hell. So people will treat you like a leper because they're just like, they're so fearful. Now here's the thing. Fear is a lie. Fear is deceit. Fear is not nice, right? Fear is stagnation, and fear is servitude. You speak truthfully. Truth is the opposite of that. Truth brings progression. Truth brings understanding. And truth is literally, you know, the truth will set you free. It will. But however, when you are associating yourself with individuals who are trapped in a belief cycle of fear, you will speak truth all day long, and it's like it's a repelling. It repels, right? It's like bringing that magnet, trying to connect them to get. It won't work when they're just trying to repel themselves. So that's what's basically happening here. You are literally speaking truthfully in a place where people only respond to fear. So, for example, if you were speaking your truth, but you were trying to incite fear into people and servitude and for them to use their blind ignorance, you would feel very accepted, but you would also be swimming in fear at the same time as they are. But that's not what's happening here. What's happening here is that you are an individual, again, that speaks truthfully. You literally, you have hunches, you have these kinds of things, you have your abilities that are amplifying these feelings in you. And so you're speaking it, and again, you're just speaking to people with fear, so it doesn't work. That's one of the reasons why I always say those who need me will find me, because otherwise I don't go and speak to everybody unless they come to ask me questions, because I know the things that I would say would cause them fear if they are not ready to hear them. Okay, let's go into the next one here. I can usually pick up on the unspoken and often read between the lines and do not always let people know that I know in an effort to help them, save face, or for other various reasons. Sometimes I will just let them keep telling me their bogus storylines to see where it goes. Yup, that's what seers do. I do the same thing, my sweetheart. Like literally, I know exactly when every single person is lying. But I don't call them out on it because I'm like, well, you're not ready to tell the truth. That's fine. That being said, I'm okay with a cover story if it is in my best interest and to help me in the long run. I'm not okay with fake news when it is designed to hurt me or cause me more grief. I don't want the red carpet rolled out for me. I just want a fair chance to be treated as normally as possible, and without people having too many preconceived notions of me based on what some doctor wrote several years ago. Probably from a doctor that had not history with me and was just speculating. However, I had some type of flesh-eating bacteria that some people at the VA was treating as if it was just delusions in my mind until I finally got an outside diagnosis, and then they started treating it a bit more like a legitimate health concern. See, here's the thing, David. You focus too much on people. You focus too much on the outside. Personally, well, not personally, but I'm just speaking my own truth. I just want a fair chance to be treated as normally as possible, and without people having too many preconceived notions of me based on what some doctor wrote. Stop caring what people think about you. David, simply stop caring what these individuals are thinking about you. They do not pay your bills. They do not tuck you in at night. They do not make sure that you are happy, healthy, and well. So why are you giving your focus to them? Don't give your focus to them. It is very, very simple. Sorry, I know I may sound like I'm a little bit more harsh with you here, David, or that I'm a little bit more direct, but this is what we need as seers. I'm giving you the hard truth right now. Just literally the hard truth, because I know when you hear truth, you feel it. And you know that I'm not coming from a place of malice or that I'm trying to put you down or anything. It is literally a place of truth because you need to hear it in this way at this time. I had some type of flesh-eating bacteria. Yes, when you eat dead things, when you eat meats, when you eat things that are dead, you attract bacteria and viruses and so forth that eat dead things. So flesh-eating bacteria comes because you have flesh inside you that it wants to eat. So it eats that flesh and then it proceeds to eat you. Because again, your frequency is so low. Okay, much of this may sound irrelevant, but the inaccurate, old, or distorted information about me in my files has been causing me a lot of unnecessary misery, grief, and heartache. Forget them. You are a veteran, okay? But do not let this define you. That was literally a moment in your life where you are caught up within the bullshit of what the government does, you know? You are caught up in that life. Do not let that life literally consume you. Whatever is in your files, ignore it. Because this information will only affect you if you focus on it and allow it to affect you in the future. Okay? The more you put your focus there, the more you have fear, worry, and anxiety about what people think about you, what they're going to find in you, you know, what you may have said in the past. You will literally bring that with you and put it into your future. You are writing this into your future. It will keep following you until you bury it yourself and just be like, no, that is not me. David, that is not you any longer. That was your old occupation. You do not do this now. What is your new occupation? Right? What do you do now to find joy, peace, and happiness and love? You don't find these things if you are continually focusing on the misery, grief, and the heartache that you have had in the past. right? Your past is nothing but a memory. Your future is nothing but a thought. Your present is the only thing that matters. So why, in goodness name, would we continually bring up the issues from the past to put them in the future? Right? You're living too much back there. You got to start living right now, and don't worry about the future, because when you live right now and when you live in your heart's desire for the love, for the joy, for the experience, you will find that your future will be written in nothing but love, joy, and beautiful experiences. So that's what we need. Now, you say, I understand you have invested some time and energy into me, probably even before we even talked directly, if we were going to be real. Yeah, you're absolutely right, because you say it's just a hunch. Absolutely right. You are a seer, my dear. You read energy. I can't say for certain. Well, you can now. But if so, thank you. You're very welcome. I take note of such things and remember the people that were fair with me versus trying to take advantage. It brings me no benefit to take advantage of you, honestly. I have everything I need that I require, so you're cool, hon. You haven't asked me for 1 red cent because I detest and I loathe money. I don't think you mentioned your lack of money online is a ploy for people to feel sorry for you. Nope. Nope. The reason why I say I have a lack of money and I have high energy is because we are trying to convert the perspectives. I have a lack of money because I detest money. It is fake. It is monopoly. It is a form of mind control. For people, yeah, I don't want people to feel sorry for me. Definitely do not feel sorry for me, because again, I have so much energy in the ethereal that literally helps me experience every wonderful thing that I want. That helps me literally gain whatever my heart's desire is, right? So no, I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I want people to practice what I'm doing so they can feel the joy and the wonderful beauty of the desires of their heart and wake up every day happy, healthy, and feeling fresh and feeling free without servitude. Okay. Nor do I feel you are a woman of greed. Not at all. I only use what I want. If it's not useful to me, I don't need it. If it is useful to me, the universe will provide it. And then I use it. At least not from what I can see. Thank you. I hope your online paid members groups are helping to support your family. Don't worry about it, sweetie. My energy helps to support my family. My energy does that. I hope things are not tense or stressful with finances, that it causes any distress for your family. Hopefully not. Nah, you're good, honey. If so, you don't let it school. You did seem sad or like you had a chip on your shoulder when you said you let it flow in and out, flow in and flow out. Yeah, you can tell that I do have a chip on my shoulder a little bit, if you can say, when it comes to this, only because it is my frustration that we are still within this system that is non-bloody sensical. Everybody is trapped in the illusion of money, and it literally keeps people in poverty. It keeps people, sorry about that, in always lacking and believing that they do not have any abundance. And this is what I cannot stand. So yeah, whenever I talk about money or letting it flow in and flow out, it is because I don't even want it to really flow in. I want everybody to have energy flowing in and flowing out. I want freedom. Freedom for all people. Because this is some bullshit. Now, I am fighting for my survival, but from a health and safety standard, God, please don't let me be so stressed and exhausted that I crash and total my vehicle while leaving a salt spa and dream sauna treatment, bless you. My body wants me to go detox on base with a dry sauna ASAP, yet my higher self is saying, ignore the pain and do not rush things or spread yourself too thin, wee laddie. Exactly. Exactly. And I will say, your higher self, your higher consciousness, I am the guide to your higher self and your higher consciousness. And even I am saying, so from the guide of your guide, rest. Rest. Put the right things in your body that your body requires and move forward. Move forward and just rest and recuperate. So I'm going to lay low for a bit, and I'm resting, and I am resting the temptation to have any more of my host's eggs. Yes, as we said, and this is where you said I've been behind schedule with my upkeep. That I ate 18 eggs in one sitting, and I've been trying to go vegan. Oh goodness, goodness! I would really, really implore you to again not eat any eggs. By the way, when you're trying to go vegan, don't restrict yourself. Just make sure you are switching your choices. That's all. Being a vegan doesn't mean that you are starving. Not in any way. It doesn't mean that you're only eating raw vegetables and kale and like rice and that's the only thing you eat. No, there's a variety of foods out there. All you got to do is get creative. Throw things together. Great meals can be made literally in minutes that are filling, that are satisfying, where you don't feel the need to binge on things that don't make it healthy, right? So just like literally explore a few things. Okay. I have resources, but I have slept in tents or vehicles, which has been very uncomfortable and embarrassing at times, in an effort to help me be able to save more, so that I had more options and resources for my alternative health care. I need to buy or finance a new vehicle if I'm going to stay in the US soon. Or I need to have some reserves in case I go to Costa Rica. That being said, I felt in my heart it might be polite of me to offer a charitable donation for all of your hard work and efforts. My sweetheart, you really don't have to. If you want to, it's very much so appreciated. But again, even if you just want to share this live video, that is fine. That is fine. That is more than enough for me. Because if my words can help another individual, to help them wake up, to help them understand a little bit more of themselves, that is what I need. That is all I need right now. Okay? Just share the information. You do not have to send me anything. Again, I'm high in energy. Again, I know I don't have like money. If I need money, I literally say immediate financial wealth to come to me. And then what I need comes to me. Okay? So right now, what I need you to do is just worry about your energy and you. All right? That charitable donation that you want to give me for all my hard work, you know what? I turn it around and I'm going to give it right back to you. Okay? Take it and go buy some vegetables and stay away from eggs. Alright? Get the nutrients you need to go into your body. That's what I want you to do right now. Alright? So don't you even worry about me. Okay. Now, but what it does concern me with this is that you say that you've slept in tents or on vehicles, or it seems embarrassing. Because in the effort for you to save more so that you had more resources available for your alternative health care. My sweetheart, you don't need to save resources for health care when you are simply putting the right things in your body. Alright? Take care of your body so your body can take care of you. Take care of your mind so your mind can make proper decisions to take care of you. Okay? This is why as soon as you wake up, as soon as you start taking care of your body properly, like, for example, myself, I will never be sick. Since I have raised my energy to this extent, I am immune to any disease or illness. No virus, bacteria can survive in my body because I vibrate at such a high level that if it wants to even come to me, it is burnt off immediately. I do yoga on a regular basis. I drink plenty of water, and I eat the foods that my body responds best to, which is living foods. And as soon as I do this, my body takes care of me. So I don't need health care. You don't need resources for health care if your body's taking care of you. So make better decisions, my dear. Make better decisions in that moment. And when you see those eggs in front of you, or chocolate, or things that you like to indulge in, when you see it in front of you, I want you to think it's not just the cost of the money that you put in to purchase this in this moment, but I want you to think that if you eat this egg, it is going to cost you $5,000 in healthcare to start unclogging your arteries, right? Is it worth it? It's not. It simply isn't. Now, you say, it's embarrassing at times with your living situation. Personally, I'm just like, if you are embarrassed by other people's opinions, screw those other people. I'm sorry, I'm going to be very, very blunt with you here, David. Why does somebody else's opinion of you in your life choices, what you've chosen to do, why does their opinion matter? Like I mentioned, they're not paying your bills, they're not taking care of you in terms of your health. They cause you a lot of stress, they cause you a lot of pain, they ostracize you. So what the hell does their opinion matter to you? Right? If somebody is in your presence and they are not raising you up, if they are not helping you to develop yourself, your soul, you as a person, then why do you give a rat's ass who they are or what their opinion of you is? You know? I'm like, shit, if you want to go sleep in a tent or if you want to sleep in a vehicle, it is very uncomfortable, don't get me wrong. But if your goal is to save more money because of that, like you could go get different accommodation, but this is your choice. You chose to be in a tent or you chose to be in a vehicle. Then be happy with your choice. Enjoy the experience. Sleep under the stars. Build a campfire. You know, lay all the chairs down in your car and just like find a nice little nuzzly place. Like there's no judgment. If that's what you want to do, you're a grown man. Enjoy it. You know, if the overall benefit to this action is that you are saving funds, you are saving resources that allow you to experience things elsewhere, then screw everybody else's opinion. Don't be embarrassed. That embarrassment is negative energy and it again holds onto your heart. So if you've made a decision, live in that decision. Live in it and be proud of it and know that you are not crazy, you are not insane, you are a perfectly functioning human being. And if that's your prerogative, that's your prerogative. Do you know how many people I speak to who do live in their cars, who do have a nomadic lifestyle, who do, you know, there's plenty of people who, you know, for example, myself, I know the kind of neighborhood I live in right now, but I'm looking to move. I could have billions of dollars in the bank, and I still want to live humbly. I'd still live in a cabin in the woods because that's the way I want to. That's the way I want to go. You know, for so many years, when I was a very successful, very, you know, wealthy individual, when I was working in the system and everything, in my slave labor, I literally, if I wasn't going to work and had to wear all my, you know, my work outfits, you would see me literally dressed just like this. Just like this. I don't wear makeup besides a little bit of lip gloss. I'll go to the grocery store right now. I'll put on a toque and I'll literally look like a homeless person. Like, I don't give a rat's ass who cares. Like, why would I care who thinks if they look down on me? Because, you know, I'm a melanated lady. I'm a black lady. And especially if I look homeless, of course, all stereotypes come to me, you know, in terms of like, I've had people look at me at the grocery store like, how are you going to pay for this? And I'm like, debit. But it doesn't matter. Somebody's opinion of me, if they are not benefiting me, I seriously don't care, and neither should you. Live life and be happy, be free. Screw everybody else's opinion, especially if they're lower frequency and living in fear anyway. They don't know your circumstances, bugger them. Sorry. This is the bluntness that I've literally grown up with, that I suppressed for so many years, because people didn't like it when I spoke this way, and now I'm an adult, and now I don't give a rat's ass about anybody's opinion, so if I'm going to speak my truth, I'm going to speak it. So you say, I wish the 1% class, or the 1% of the 1% could help more, and I suppose some of them too. However, we still have lots of people starving in the world. I am grateful for that despite feeling malnutrition, that I'm not literally starving. The parasites are trying to do their best to rob me of my minerals, though, even if it's just Candida. Yeah. You say you wish the 1% class of the 1% could help more, and I suppose some of them do. No, they don't. They are the 1% because people are starving in the world. They are the 1% because people are malnourished in the world. And you know why? Because they are controlling that. They are formulating plans on how they can keep people lower in frequency. They don't give a rap. They really do not mind that there are starving people in the world, because you know what their mentality is? We got to save resources, so it's good that half of the population over there are dead. They want to do this. It is called the culling. They are literally trying to cull the population so that they can harvest more resources for themselves. So, my love, with you requesting that the 1% help more, nah, they're not going to do crap. You know what's going to help? Is if you stop participating. If you stop participating in the system of slavery and servitude that the 1% has created to keep you in a state where we are of malnourishment, of poverty, of lacking, of lack of. So when we switch our perspective, when we switch our frequency to understand that, then we can literally start to see change happen. There is not one individual in this world that should be hungry, because at the end of the day, this is how many people have heard this statement, or how many people are aware of this. There are people in cities where there's a load of people. You'd think that there'd be a lot of resources, but they are starving. But yet, if you go out into the mountains, food is falling at your feet. Why does anybody need to starve? All they need to do is stop focusing on the desolate situations that are before them and start waking up and realizing, shit, there's no food right here. I'm just going to turn around and I'm going to go where the food is, where all I have to do is pick it up from the ground, put it in a salad and eat it, and have all of the nutrients and the glory that literally nature can provide for you in abundance. So don't look for the 1%. They are all part of this whole system of classism. They are all part of this system of malnourishment, of lack of, right? They won't help you. If they won't help you, and like I say, if their people are not benefiting you, put your focus elsewhere. Don't even look at them. Don't even participate. And just be like, I'm worth more than this. Oh, the food that you're giving me is full of poison? Well, I'm going to grow my own food. What are you going to do there? You know? Oh, the water that you want to give me through my taps is full of fluoride, chemicals, and just everything foul and nasty. It lights on bloody fire. Then they just be like, no, you know what? I'm going to catch my rainwater. I'm going to filter it. I'm going to move myself. I'm going to get myself out of my location, and I'm going to go where fresh water is, because my health, my survival, and my well-being is more important to me than being in your system and supporting your funds, supporting your next beach house, supporting your yacht, supporting your next heart transplant, right? Screw the 1%. And that's to everybody. If you are ever looking for these individuals who are the super wealthy to solve your problems, no, they are keeping you there. You are the cattle that they are literally draining energy from. You are the product. We all think that the economy is the economy is this illusion that we have to keep it going. We have to keep, oh, the economy's going down, everybody's going to live in poverty. Nah, you are the product. Okay? The 1% don't give a rat's ass about the products that they're selling. You know, oh, the clothing industry, oh, the makeup industry, oh, the food industry, the car industry, the manufacturing industry. Who uses all the products from all of these industries? You use them. You use them. So stop using all of this bullshit. Stop focusing your attention on this rubbish and focus it on yourself. Don't feed into this bullshit. And you will find at that point you will live in happiness, health, wealth, and abundance. But you can't do it, right? It's like literally, I always say this, it's like literally trying to clean yourself when you are rolling around in shit. And trying to think like, why am I still so dirty? It's like, well, you got to get out of the shit first. And stop. Oh, hello, my sweetheart. Okay, so something has been making me feel a frequent hunger, and it is possibly due to running around too much and not having had the time for what should have been basic maintenance 101. It isn't out of neglect, though. I do not self-loathe. Always I hear that telling yourself what you are grateful for 7 times, 3 times a day for 21 can help rewire your brain into more happiness. Yes, definitely. It's called mantras. Okay? If you want to write an appropriate... or affirmation, sorry. If you want to write an appropriate one, firstly, what you need to do is, and this is because it goes by your life cycle number. Okay, so for example, you get your name. Okay, I want you to get your name, and I want you to, your full name, so your first name, your middle name, and your last name, okay? And you can go on a site called numerology.com, or you can pick up like a numerology table to find out what your life path number is. So basically, what you're going to do is you're going to write your name down, and for each letter, there is an associating number. You add all of those numbers together, and you divide it back down to its singular number between 1 to 9. Now, that number that you get is your life path number. Mine, for example, or mine when I was still asleep, was 7, okay? So if I needed to reprogram or rewire my brain, and I didn't have enough energy as I do now to simply just go in there and do some snips, to do an affirmation, then you would literally then take my life path number, which is number 7, and you would times that by how many times you think about this issue. So for example, you say, is it out of neglect? Or for example, if you were like trying to reprogram yourself to not indulge so much in certain foods, or to stop a cycle pattern of thinking, I would need to, so let's say I thought about food and indulging about 4 or 5 times per day. So I would need to say a phrase. If we say, let's go with 5, okay? So I would need to say this phrase 7 times 5 times a day, which is 35. So I'd need to say it 35 times repetitively in one go in order to help rewire my brain, okay? So that's kind of how it goes. One of the affirmations I like to tell people to do is my one, or the mantra, where we want to find clarity in your mind and clarity in your heart, which is, I am one with myself, I am one with the universe, all that beholds me is sacred and serene. I am one with myself, I am one with the universe, all that beholds me is sacred and serene. I would repeat this mantra, or I'd have to repeat this affirmation 47 times, okay? 47 times in one go. The reason I had to complete that when I was lower frequency so much is because I was always too busy in my mind. I wasn't calm. I wasn't serene. I was always thinking. And also separating myself from a lot of things, separating myself from the universal energy. So I literally had to go, okay, my life path number is 7. I'm going to times it by the maximum times, which is 7. So meaning I'm going to say this 42 times every single day. I'm going to say it in a 42-bit block. And what I found though was you can feel the generation in your solar plexus. So as you start saying it, it starts to build. You start to get energy starts building. And once I got to 41, I could feel the clarity and the fog start to lift. And once I said 42, once I said it the 42nd time, it was literally then the clarity in my mind. Clarity in my mind just went. Okay? Did I get that right? Did I say 42 or 49? 1 second here. Sorry, yes, Gina, I said 42. 49, yes, 49 times. Thank you very much, Gina. I'm not a math person. I'm really bad at that. Oh, Rianne Murphy, you say internet went then. Would love to hear from you if I can. Yes, Rianne, if you have any questions, and this is for anybody, if you have any questions or queries that you need my assistance with, please post directly to my profile, or you can message me directly. Now, of course, all of my guidance is done on on this level, of course, on a public basis, but if you would like to remain anonymous, you for sure can do so, and I can give you a pseudonym we can live by or go by. However, if you are happy with me using your name, then that's absolutely fine too. But please, if you need my guidance and assistance, post directly to my profile or send me a message, and we can get that guidance for you. So please, definitely reach out if you like. Okay, so that is what we've got there. Now, grateful that though some mean-spirited people have tried, I am grateful that although some mean-spirited people have tried to treat me like I'm a homeless person, that I am literally not sleeping outside on the streets right now, I do not own my own home, mortgage, to the money changers, debt, servitude, work. Exactly! Right? David, exactly! Why do you The fact that people believe that they need to own a house is complete and utter bullshit. People are always just like, oh, you've got to get on the property market. You've got to own your own house. If you look at the facts, of what it is, owning a house literally keeps you in a place of servitude. That is why the government, the institutions, push it so much. They want you to believe that you're not nothing unless you own your own house or that you own this building. But when you really look at it, you buy a house, you buy the property, yet, I'll give you an example here because I'm in Canada. You buy a house in Canada, okay? You believe you own the house. Well, you don't own the house because you have a mortgage. And many people are not in the financial state where they can literally buy a house outright. So of course you own a mortgage. Now you don't actually own the house. The bank owns your house. Okay? So you don't own nothing. However, you think you own the property that is around you. Well, no, you are renting the property because you pay property tax. If you don't pay your property tax, what do? They repossess. So how can somebody repossess something you own unless you never really owned it in the beginning, right? When you purchase a house, you are not purchasing anything. You are simply paying a higher state of rent for a longer period of time that attaches you to that building. Because you got to think about it. If you wanted to make alterations to your house, to the physical structure, what do you have to do? You have to seek a permit from the city. If you own something, why do you have to ask permission from the city to alter what you own? Unless you don't really own it. So what is the point of purchasing a house if you don't really own it? But what did happen though, is it's all a massive ploy, because now that you've gotten a mortgage, okay, you are now tied to that, you are tied to the bank. And again, sorry about that, tied to the bank, and now you are tied into servitude. Now you are tied to an agreement, a contract. Remember, the first word in contract is con, okay? What is a con? It is a lie. It is a falsity, all right? This is again why I can't stand the financial system, because people don't know what they're doing. They don't realize the shit that they're getting themselves into with this, with money. I cannot stand it. So you don't own your home and you don't own a mortgage. You're free. You don't have debt, and you don't have servitude, because again, it's work, work, work. When you purchase a house, what do? You have to have a job, because they won't take you if you're self-employed unless you are earning fantastic amounts of money with your self-employment. So basically, you literally go get a mortgage, and you have to be in employment, you have to be in servitude, you have to be in slavery in order to get this phenomenal amount of money that you don't really own, that they created out of thin air by just typing numbers into the computer. And now you are tied down for 25 years to this debt that you have just taken on board. Now, how do you get rid of this debt if you don't pay it off? Well, you sell your house. You sell it so that you can pay the money back to the bank. So again, it was never yours in the beginning. I know that when I own something, if I sell it, I get all the profit off of it. I get all of the money that I asked for when I sold this thing. I don't have to go and pay that back to somebody else, right? Because again, you never owned it in the first place. So I think that's wonderful. Then you say, my mind can become overactive at times. I can tone it down though. Why do I feel the need to speak my truth so much? Because you're a seer and it feels good. People do try and help clear my name and have my past set aside. I think that is the term akin to having record seal when someone has clearly turned a new leaf. Your mind is overactive because of the type of energy that your pineal gland activates to. All right? So meditation is the way that you are going to now focus your mind, to calm it down and to stop living too much in your head. Why do you feel the need to speak your truth so much? Because again, as a seer, it feels good. When we keep our truth hidden and occulted from the world, from people we're interacting or when we don't speak it, it literally causes us pain, right? It causes us pain and it causes us suffering. So that's why you have this need with the elevation and the frequencies in the earth going on right now, right? That need to speak your truth is going to get even more intense. So you have to follow it if you want to feel good and follow the right path for you. People try and help clear my name and have my past set aside. I think that is the term akin to having records sealed when someone has clearly turned a new leaf. You can look at it as records sealed, or you can look at it as a release, all right? To be free from your past, to be free from any servitude that you had to this negative form of thinking that has been on a repeat loop cycle that you had. So when we speak our truth, your guides, you know that feeling that you have to speak it, process it, let it out. And then leave it in the past and move on forward. Because again, the past should not be what writes your future. Because if you let the past write your future, you're just going to end up right back in the same place. And that's not progression. That's just, again, the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. And you won't get that. That's what living in the past does. So again, don't look at it as set it aside and it's or that it's a sealed record or anything. It's like, nah, look at it as that was my lesson that I learned. I learned that lesson. I gained knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from it. Now it's over there. So now I'm going to use this new knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to be better and to write the most beautiful future that I can imagine in all of my existence. Because you're no longer repeating the same lessons over and over again from the past. I was typing to say thanks for the help and how I can help. What can I do to help others and help others? I want to be a healer. David, my heart, you are. You are an empathic, sentient, cognizant individual, a seer. You heal individuals by speaking truthfully. Because when we are living in a world of lies, the truth is needed. And the truth is how we are going to set the world free. It is how we are going to help people to understand the lies and the deceit that they have been following, which has kept them in a patterned cycle of negativity. Right? So if you want to heal people, David, speak your truth. Speak your truth and focus on things that make you happy. Focus on your heart's desire. Okay? Follow the flow of energy as where it's taking you when you are living in love and living in light. Do this and you will heal people with your energy. You will heal them with your words and you will heal them through understanding. And that is very powerful. And that is what incites change, my sweetheart. Alrighty. So that is it from me. David, I hope this helped you. We covered quite a lot in this session. Thank you everybody who stayed with me during this healing session. I will be coming back at you again tomorrow. We are going to be doing a lot more we're going to be doing a lot more questions and answers and so forth. And I was thinking of tomorrow, because it is Friday, let's do a general Q&A. I will literally go live and you can submit any and all questions that you have, and it can be about absolutely anything. Now, you know what, let's just do a general readings session for tomorrow. So if you have any questions that you wanted to know, then of course save them for me for tomorrow, and then we'll get some questions answered for you and see how we can all learn through community. And as always, if you found that this information helped you, please share it. Please share it. Let us spread this truth, spread this knowledge, so that we can all live happily and in health, wealth, happiness, and abundance. Right. Gina, just before we go, you say, can you heal without someone's knowledge? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. However, I prefer to have their knowledge because, again, there is aftercare instructions to go with healing. And there is no point in offering healing. For example, I could heal somebody, but if they are repetitively continuing the cycle of what brought them to a state of dis-ease and ill health, then literally my energy would just be wasted. So I prefer that when I'm doing a healing on somebody that they are aware of it so that they can make the better changes to actually continually to be healed going forward. Alex, you say Alex. Well, yes, if Alex would like healing, I would love it if he would actually come to me for this. And again, it is because Alex needs psychological healing. He needs psychological healing. And for that, he needs understanding. Otherwise, what will happen is I'm simply giving out my energy over and over and over again, but he's just continually repeating the cycle because he is in his ignorance or in his, or just being unaware of what's going on. So, you know what though? What I think what we should do is slip in a couple of cool words every now and then, or maybe just be like, hey, watch this lady. There's some cool stuff she says every now and then. And if he takes to the energy, then go, you know what? Ask her a question. She'll answer it. And I'll look out for him. And I'll be like, oh, Alex, I've never heard of you before. Don't show him this video, clearly. Alrighty. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful evening wherever you are. Have a wonderful afternoon. And just know that if you ever need my direct assistance in the ethereal, you need my energy, just call upon me and say, Kulipup, I need your help. Okay? Please, please. I am here to use my energy and give it to you. So I love you all. Take care of yourselves and have a wonderful day.